Hello, everybody. Here we are, season 5 episode of 1 of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah!
And because we like to confuse people, season 2 of Weston, Westeros, episode 1.
There we go.
Yeah. So, we just got done watching the episode again, rewatching it because this is Saturday. We couldn't get to the podcast until now, but we promised a few things. We promised this season. 1, stay more on track.
Yes.
2, keep the podcast under an hour.
Yeah. Yes.
3, post them before too long.
We should always post them before the next episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Airs.
We'll have an easier time recording them after this week. It was just some things came up. We'll still talk about Culver, so we promised that.
Yep, we can kind of start with Culver's.
Mm-hmm.
That was most recent.
Right. And we did have the in-between episode, which was I had fun doing it, but we're going to do this one. Also, if you're worried if we're going to do like a bunch of spoilers because of the 4 episode leaks before the season started, we're not doing that.
We're not, yeah.
We're going to just go, this is for the first episode of season 5, so you don't have to worry about, if you're going to watch it like a good kid, you don't have to worry about us ruining anything.
Yeah, and we opted, at least I opted, not to watch all the leaked episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I did watch episode 2 because, I fucking had to. But I didn't want to do all the episodes because then I'm like a month. I got to wait a month for new episodes.
Yeah.
And that is so boner crushing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Right. I'll watch the second episode tonight just because if I don't watch it tonight, if I wait till it airs and everything, I won't end up watching it till about Monday night or Tuesday.
Yeah, and this is just a day ahead anyways.
Yeah,
so it's not like you're really breaking the bank with this one.
Right. But, alright, so we started out season 5 of the show, season 2 of this show,
Bam.
as we always do. We went to Culver's. It was so good.
It was as good as it always is.
Right.
You got the cheese curds, crispy.
Yep.
You've got the burger, broiled. You got the fresh veggies on the burgers. It was a good experience.
Yep.
Again, the service was very friendly.
Yep.
Old lady this time.
Yep.
Not like a
Super nice.
15-year-old.
Yeah.
But she was a sweetie.
Yeah.
That's where all old people should work.
Yeah. They definitely should. We even got dessert this time. We got concrete mixers. Yeah, and if you forget yours in my freezer, I'm going to eat it.
I'm not going to forget
Yeah, you probably
No,
will.
that's I'm not going to forget that.
Okay.
Even close.
All right, but
I'm getting that in bed tonight.
Nice.
Just spill it all over myself.
Ooh, swag. But yeah, even my dad started listening to this, and he's like, you guys talk about Culver's a lot. And we're like, yeah, we know.
Weston has a dad.
Got me.
Got him. All right,
back to the show.
Yeah.
All right, this season did something a little different. Flashback scene.
Yeah.
Never done that before. Initially, they said they weren't going to do flashbacks, and then they were like, well, we're super popular. We can do whatever we want now. So they did.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so they did a flashback scene. It worked pretty well. Mm-hmm. It was a Cersei. Obviously, it appears in the books. Because in the books, there's a ton of flashbacks.
Yes.
Yeah, like, sometimes you don't even know when it's a flashback or not. And I think that just adds to the richness of the books. And, like, we've said this all last season. You got to start reading the books. Like, you have time. You will catch up.
If you're listening to this, chances are you also have a lot of free time. So just do it. They'll consume your life in, like, the best possible way.
Right.
But this flashback deals with Cersei and her friend. I forgot her friend's name. Mary will know. She'll get to us.
Mary will tell us. So.
And they're going to see this fortune teller / witch
who, like,
in the woods.
Super in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, scary amount in the woods.
Yeah, like a witch. Like witches do.
Right, in a hut with, like, frog legs and eyes and shit.
Exactly what you would expect. There was nothing surprising.
Yeah, so that she's like, I want to learn my future shit. And the witch was like, only people who, like, when you learn your future, it's fucking shitty. You do not want to know your future after that.
It's true, If I wouldn't want to know my future. I'd want to know if I had, like, cancer or something so I could do something about it. But
well, if I asked myself what I was doing, like, when I was 20 or, like, when I was 17, I said, what are you doing 10 years from now? And they were saying, you live in an apartment, you work, like, a shitty job, and you do a podcast where you're talking to a laptop.
And you're single.
Yeah. It's like, damn, okay, maybe I didn't want to know that. But then again, I could have, like, worked on this, but no, my life's pretty lazy, so like I've pretty much coasted to this point, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat, and I'm content for the most part.
Yeah, we get to do this and talk to you guys and everything. So right.
So they go, and I thought it was Marcella at first, but no, it's just a flashback. It's Cersei.
Yep.
She's a bitch as a little kid too.
Yep.
She she's a perma bitch.
Right, but she goes in and just she's she's the worst. Like, I don't know, like, how she became the worst, but she is. Like, she's just the absolute... Yeah, she's the shittiest. Even to her friend, she's like, don't go, your dad's gonna get pissed. And she's like, listen, like, fuck my dad and fuck you.
Yeah.
And, like, we're doing... She gets in there and she's like, we need some blood to tell some fortunes. And we're like, oh, that makes fucking sense. Because that's such a stereotype that even Martin couldn't look past it.
Right.
Like, it always needs blood. Why doesn't it be like, pee on my hand?
Well, it's not a sea urchin sting. It's a fortune.
Yeah, right?
I need you to piss on my eyebrows.
And then another stereotype that I did, she goes, you get 3 questions.
Yeah, 3.
That's it. Okay, like, if you had 3 questions about your future right now, what would they be?
God, I have no idea. Will I ever make over $20,000 a year?
Okay.
Will I ever marry somebody, I guess? Will I ever find... True love.
That's beautiful.
Like Amelia Clark.
Oh,
She's like, come to my chambers. I'd be like, oh, shit. And then the third one, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Travel the world or some shit.
It's a question, though. If I had wishes, I can get...
No, it's not a wish, it's a question.
I say if it's a wish, I want to fly.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Damn it. Okay, so she goes, you get 3 questions. She's like, am I going to marry the prince? And who's the prince she's talking about? It's not Robert.
No, it's Rhaegar.
Yeah, good. Okay, I thought Mary was gonna have to tell you who it was.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay, so she's like, no, you won't marry him, but you'll marry a queen. She's like, all right, fucking sweet.
Marry a king.
Yeah, marry a king, and she's like,
You're
oh,
lesbian. You don't even know it yet.
Yeah, right. She's like, all right, fuck yeah, this is kind of sweet. And she goes, okay, well, how about this shit? How many kids am I gonna have? She's like, the king will have 20, and you'll have 3. And she's like, that shit doesn't make any sense because apparently that Cersei was like such a bitch, but she also didn't know about side bitches. Where like Robert had all those, so she was like, I don't get that. And then the last question was,
I forgot. Don't look at me.
Okay,
why it's not a quiz? Okay, I'll build off you. You're not supposed to trick me on the podcast.
And then she asks like, she goes up and she goes, well, what's gonna happen to me? And they're like, this new younger queen's gonna like, she's super hot and she's like definitely cooler than you.
This like hot mama who everyone loves, like the popular girl in school.
Right. And then we were like, everybody like, we're gonna get into some shit here. If you need to like pause or turn it off, we're gonna like do some fan theories and shit. So here's your chance. Everybody thinks it's Marjorie, but I think it's
and I just assumed it was Marjorie.
Yep.
And I think that's gonna lead to something bad is going to happen to Marjorie eventually in the books. And we're not there. Well, we could be there in the books. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
We know. You don't know, though.
Right.
But
7 people who listen to this.
Something bad. Yeah, I don't know. But I think, she obviously thinks it's Marjorie.
Yeah, we do, too.
I think Daenerys kind of makes more sense, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, like, she is, like, hotter and, like... Oh, she also said her 3 kids were going to have gold on their heads. Now, you could translate this as their hair color.
Yep.
Or you can look at it like Tommen and Joffrey have both been king, so maybe something happens to Tommen and Myrcella becomes queen. Or Myrcella is in Dorne where they honor women can lead, so she might be queen. Like, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. And this is like one of the best parts of the whole book is like the fan theories that arrive from this. Like, I'm sure anybody listening to this podcast already knows a couple of them, but this one is like super legit. Like, and Cersei's been living her life by this, So, like, every time something's come up, like, Robert can't stop fucking everybody. She's like, oh, I knew this shit was happening and everything. So, it's just interesting to see. I'm glad they did a flashback scene, especially open the season. Last year, they opened the season with them making a sword, which is cool. Yeah. But, like, the flashback scenes were, like, better.
I was pretty impressed by this whole episode.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, very, very solid. So, okay, so right after that, the flashback, we go to current Cersei, still a bitch, going to her father's creepy stone eye funeral, and she's going there, and everybody's doing the funeral stuff where they're like, oh, we brought some cookies, like, we're sorry about your dad.
Everyone's waiting outside. It's hot, it's King's Landing, it probably stinks.
Yep.
And she shows up just out of nowhere, and she's like, hey, I want to go see my dad alone. And the Septon's like, well, these people kind of came from all 7 kingdoms. They've been waiting here. You're fucking late as hell.
Yeah.
And now you wanted to wait longer? And she's like, yo. course.
Yep.
So, she sucks so bad.
She's the worst. Yeah, like, she's like the worst house guest. Like, she's the person who would go over to their house and then she would like have nothing but like water for you.
Right.
And also she would like kill your dad or something.
She'd have nothing but water and like your dead dad.
Right.
Real.
So she goes in there with Jamie and they don't fuck this time. So they're like chilling in there and they're like, well, and then Jamie's like thinking politically. He's like, we're fucked. Like, our enemies are going to come for us now. And she's like, well, it's not really their fault. Like, Tyrion killed him, and then you loved him. Like, you loved him forever. And,
And you let Tyrion go.
Right. Which is true, but, let's be real. It was legit.
She bit deep. She was like, at least he killed our dad on purpose. Like, you did it by accident, by just, like, being all soft and stuff.
Right. And then, near the end of the funeral scene, after Loras like fucks up apologizing to or giving his regards to Cersei, he was just like, then she runs into Lancel, who, if you like the previously on Game of Thrones, like 4 minutes long that they prep you with, they show scenes from season 1 and 2 and we're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But you find out that Lancel's like, hey, I'm religious now. I'm sorry I banged you a whole bunch. That's why they showed season 1 and 2, like, so you can remember who I am.
Right.
Yeah,
which
like,
I still didn't for a second, because
Yeah.
he has short hair,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't look like Lancel.
He doesn't at all. I think it's the same actor, but it looks really different.
It's definitely the same actor.
Yeah.
He just looks totally different.
Right.
So he's super religious and now, and just like a twerp.
Yep.
Not really too much to say about him. I
Right.
don't think.
She's and then, but if in case you didn't know any better, they said, hey, I'm sorry I banged you and you're my cousin, and also, hey, I definitely got some really strong ass dank wine for Robert Baratheon to drink.
Yeah.
That's how he fucked up his boar hunt and died. Just a heads up. So then you're like, oh, okay. Well, that's why they show season 1 stuff, so we can move on. Moving on. Probably the best scene in the show was Varys unboxing top Tyrion. If you want to cover this one, because you liked it a whole lot.
Yeah, no, it's just funny. You've got Tyrion, and he's basically in like an animal crate. A box with holes punched in it, and he goes all the way across the sea in this box. And so finally, Varys gets him out once they're in this mansion, Illyrio's mansion. And Tyrion's bitching about... Well, for one thing, when he gets cracked out of the box, that's pretty much how I looked this morning. Just very, very rough. Not really sure how you got there. Blurry eyes, staggering, just not in the best of shape.
Yep.
Doesn't even say anything. Pretty much just immediately grabs more wine.
Yeah.
And proceeds to...
Hair of the dog, dude.
Hair on the dog, yeah.
So he starts drinking hardcore.
And then he throws up.
It was so great.
And he keeps drinking.
Yeah, I know. He's so fucking cool.
Yeah, he's so
And
cool.
Varys is like, hey, like, how would you slow down, dog? We could save, like, everybody. We can get Dany back on the throne. Like, everything will be great. And then, of course... Tyrion's like, hey, just a second. I'm going to get really drunk for, like, forever.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know how cool it was to push all my poop outside the box going around the way here? And then Varys is like, I scooped up that poop and threw it overboard, so you shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you.
Varys had to patrol the box and make sure poop doesn't accumulate. I wonder if he squeezed his butt up to the hole, or if he, like, pooped in his hand and, like, put it out.
Right.
Or pooped on the ground and then used, like, straw to, like, cover his hand, and then... I don't know, the mechanics of it are really
They should have really
interesting.
shown that scene.
They should have showed a
we'll
box
never know
shitting
now.
scene. God damn it,
Yeah,
George.
so thanks. But then Varys is like, do you want to save the Seven Kingdoms, or would you just rather get drunk in this mansion forever? Like, that's the worst fucking option I've ever heard.
It's like, I don't know why. If it was me, I'd be like, obviously I want to stay in this mansion and get drunk for it. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. So we
Not even a question.
Right, it's so stupid. Anywho, they go to... And then they go back to Dany, check out how she's doing. Not great. Like, they tore down the harpy statue.
Mm-hmm. The giant harpy.
Yeah, and then they showed this one Unsullied going to a whorehouse just so, like, he can be held and, like, sing to... With the chick with her shirt off.
She's cuddling him.
Yeah. And then his ass gets stabbed by the Sons of the Harpy.
Gets his throat cut.
Yeah. It's
White
gross.
rat.
Yeah. By the Sons of the Harpy, which are basically like the Rebel Alliance now.
Mm-hmm.
So Dany, in her infinite wisdom, goes, I'm just gonna like give him a burial and kill everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
She is not good at running a city, and she wants to run all of Westeros. What the fuck?
Dario runs her pretty good though.
Yeah, he
So
does.
let's just finish Dany. Let's talk about all the
Yeah,
Dany
do
scenes.
it. Go for it, man.
So Dany, the next scene with them, we've got Hizdar, Lorak, one of the head guys comes back and he's saying, "Hey, let's reopen the fighting pits. Like the people would really appreciate if you'd reopen the fighting pits. We'd have free men fighting. What do we have to lose? It shows that we respect culture." And she gets pretty mad. She's like, "Nah, dude, no. I'm not gonna have human cockfights." And then speaking of cock, the next part is her and Dario, and they're both just naked as jaybirds, and they just got done just with like it's good stuff.
But they don't. Emilia Clarke has not been naked for like 3 seasons now.
It's a travesty.
That's so fucking
it's
stupid.
a travesty.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Whatever.
But there's way more like dude ass
Yeah, that's
in this episode. A lot of dude ass in this episode.
Didn't need that, but okay.
I'm alive. But so Dario tells her kind of his story. Evidently, he came up in the fighting pits. That's how he became the awesome fighter that he is.
Yeah.
And he made so much money that his master freed him. He joined the Second Sons, met the queen, seduced her with his like dong, and yeah. So now with one good dicking, she's gonna change her mind.
Yeah, that's all. She's just showing that she's not a very good queen because she like sticks to her guns and yells at everybody, and then gets she gets humped a little bit, and then she changes her mind.
Then Dario comes along and just does just a little bit of work, and
Yeah, it just changes.
Whoops.
Yeah, so she doesn't see. This is a little bit I think we see of not having Jorah around to like advise her.
right.
Yeah, so now she gets dick-vised, like with advised with a dick.
Right,
Yeah, got me. So anywho, but so she left with that. She went and see her dragon. She's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry you're still in the basement. Just how you doing?" They did not like to see
Yeah,
her.
dragons are not too happy with her.
Right.
I don't think they'd hurt her, but they're still
Yeah, they're pissed.
they're voicing their displeasure.
Right.
They blow some fire. They bite at her. I think that if she's going to execute someone, just on a side note, I think she should throw them to the dragons.
Agreed.
Because
That'd be a great
why
way to
wouldn't
do-
you?
yeah.
Yeah, I know that'd be scary for them.
Yeah.
It'd prove
Like,
that she still has
great
dragons.
scene, like where we actually get dragons, like which is the whole fucking point of everything they do.
They actually get to see them do something instead of just like the aftermath of them doing something.
Yeah, which is great and all, but
It's just not as
there's gonna be
exciting.
some killer battles in the next couple books.
Dude, I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm so fucking excited and impatient.
But we're gonna find out from the show because the show only has 2 seasons left, so we'll find out within the next.
Wait, the show only has 2 seasons left total? Like, oh, really?
After 5, they're gonna do 6 and 7 and be done. It looks like.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, they might. HBO might squeeze out another season or 2.
Well, then the show's definitely ending before the books are coming
Oh,
out.
it's almost locked in. Yeah.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know that came out while we were waiting. We kind of touched on it during our winter episode, which I'll put in the comments or whatever when I post this. But all right, 2 quick scenes to get out of the way. Pod and Brienne are talking to each other. They're not friends. Pod basically fucked everything up and lost the horses, and he thinks he's a squire, but he's not because Brienne's not a knight.
Bam!
And Brienne's being a bitch the whole time.
And Brienne's on the rag.
Yeah, like so bad.
She's like, I'm not a knight, Pod. Get out of here.
Yeah,
No
right.
one even likes you, and I'm ugly. No one likes me either. All I ever wanted to do was fight.
Yeah, and then.
Oh, I'm so sad.
And then Pod's just like, I want to help you. I want to help. Let's get through this. And she's like, listen here, donkey dick. We don't have time for this shit.
Donkey dick is pretty close, dude.
It's like, he's just like, get out.
Pod is hung,
You're right.
from what we've heard.
But then the whole time while they were doing this, Robin Aaron of the Vale,
Just learning how to sword fight.
like so poorly.
He's like, oh, swing!
And he's like,
swing!
he like crosses his feet and lunges, and then the other dude just like whacks him on the back of the head.
And he's like, is the dude, I forgot who the guy is.
Yeah.
He's like making fun of him. He's like, what the fuck?
It's like the lightsaber kid from that old YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
like that. And he's so weak and shit. And then Littlefinger's like, I'm sure he'll be a great fighter when I come back. Sansa. So Sansa, she's wearing all dark clothes and like her hair's dark. Like she's going through a hardcore goth phase.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, like I'd still hit it, but like, that's just like, it's dark.
Yeah, she's. Well, I mean, she has had a fairly rough couple of
Yeah.
months.
But their caravan's going to somewhere even Cersei can't hurt her.
Ooh,
Yeah,
where
so
could that be?
We don't we're not gonna say yet. So the real quick scenes there. We don't get Arya this episode, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I'll let it slide.
You do get her in the next episode, though. I'm not gonna tell you about it, but you get quite a bit of
Nice.
Arya.
I can't wait. Yeah, and then the last. Well, these are over 2 scenes, but the last location we have to talk about is the Wall.
The Wall.
So we lead off with Jon Snow beating the shit out of the kid who killed Ygritte.
Yep. Just smacking him with his sword.
We'll call
yelling at
him Harpo.
Harpo.
Yeah, so him and Harpo were
I think
fighting.
he has a name. Isn't it like Tom?
It's something like that, but we're gonna call him
Tom.
We're gonna call him Harpo.
I like Harpo.
Yeah. Or
Tom
Sir,
Harpo.
like Sir Pounce the person.
Sir
Also,
Pounce.
yeah, we forgot to say no Sir Pounce this episode.
Audrey, where are you? I can't find Sir Pounce. Hello, sir. What are you looking for, me?
I just wish that George Martin would hear this and then change Sir Pounce to like our interpretation of him.
Like a talking cat.
Yeah, like a talking cat, like a real sassy cat.
Hello, Tommy.
He'd be like, did you guys watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch growing up? And we're like, no, this is totally original. Like, fuck you. But, so they're there, and he's fighting, and then Melisandre's like, hey, John, can I have a second? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's go up this giant-ass elevator and meet Stannis. But then they flash over to Sam, and he's like, I killed a White Walker and a Thenn.
Ooh.
Suck my dick. And
Yeah.
Gilly's like, no, I kissed you and I thought you were going to die, so I did that, and then, possibly, maybe. And she's like, we shouldn't be here. Like, this is like the shittiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, you're safe here. You're like not with those whores down the way. She's like, God, I just had a kid and my dad's the dad. And I'm like, everything's going shitty right now. Well, okay, so he goes up the elevator and Melisandre's like,
You a virgin?
she's like, you a virgin? And he's like,
No.
And he's like, no. He's like, I banged 20 girls. And
Keep
she-
in mind, Jon Snow invented eating pussy in
he
this
did.
world.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, I just wanted to kiss you there, is all. It
Yeah,
just
she was
felt
like,
right.
oh, 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 and now she's dead. But
Yeah, she's dead, but she had that moment.
she was like, I liked it when you ate my puss.
My puss. You made my puss feel real good. Real good. He's like just viciously Scottish.
Right?
My puss.
Like,
Sir Pounce is watching. He's like, yes.
yeah.
That's how you do it, lad.
He's like, please her, she will love it.
We are spinning
she's like
out of-
playing bagpipes and shit. Like,
Puss.
Why? All right, she goes, hey, you a virgin? And he goes, nah. And she writes down, she goes like, that's all she says, and she's like, good, because like, we don't know what's gonna happen yet.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, so we don't know. But like, maybe she'll like give him a milk of the, does he have herpes? Because like, you don't know what those wildlings have.
Milk of like the cream of.
Cream of the penicillin. But they go up there and Stannis is like, listen, like, guess who runs Winterfell now? And he's like, I know who runs Winterfell. You fucking say it. He's like, not your dad because he's dead, and not your brother because we think he's dead. And then he's like, great, well,
It's Roose Bolton.
Roose
yo.
Bolton, like, he's a bitch. I hate him. But they go, all right, listen to this. I'm gonna like legalize all these illegal immigrants from the north, and we're gonna go down and sweep and just whoop some ass. You should come with me. Jon Snow's like, I belong on the wall and shit. And they're like, hey, why'd you go take that wildling bitch out to, up beyond the wall and bury her? And he's like, that's where she belonged. And they're like, yeah, we got the season 4 DVDs, and we did not like watching that. Like, we were pissed at you. And then Davos is there, and Mary was mad because she hates Davos.
Davos was like, a lot of the men love you. Jon Snow's like, yes, they're good men. And he's like, a lot of men don't. Cool, good story.
Right? He's like,
Thanks,
and he
Doc.
just starts eating some onions and
Thanks
shit.
for your keen observation. He just holds out his hand. He's like, my fingers are gone. Chews an onion. I feel like he always wants to show people his hand.
Yeah, right.
For like whatever reason.
Right.
They're like, how are you today, Davos? He's like, pretty good, minus my fingers. But I deserved it, so it's okay.
Yeah, right.
He like, kisses Stannis on the cheek. He's like, thanks.
Right. And then the show cuts away from the wall, But then it comes back. But we do locations here.
Yeah, I like doing locations.
Yeah, me too. It makes it
So
simpler.
he comes back, and what he's got to do, Jon Snow is going to try to convince Mance to kneel so the wildlings will assist them. And Mance just isn't having it.
Remember, because Stannis has no army left. It got blown up.
Blown up.
Yeah, so
he's trying to get these wildlings, and Mance refuses to kneel. And he's like, well, how are they going to execute me? He's like, are they going to hang me? Are they going to, cut off my head? Jon Snow's like, no, man, they're going to burn you alive. And he's like, his reaction is like, oh, bad way to go.
Right.
I would have been like, okay, on the knees.
Yeah.
See ya.
I'd like, well, you wanted to light the biggest fire the North's ever seen, and like you're just going to be a part of it now. So
Not what I had in mind.
he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And they're like, Jon Snow's like, just fucking do it. And he's like, no. And he's like, if you think I'm going to sign up my people for a war they didn't sign up for, like, you have no idea what I'm fucking doing. Like, this isn't just about White Walkers and shit. This is, like, way deeper than that.
It's not about me pride. It's not about the White Walkers. I don't know why I keep
They're all
lapsing
Scottish,
into
yeah.
Scottish accent.
It's whatever. Like, not even Scottish.
Poor
Like,
Scottish accent
yeah, like,
at that.
Yeah. Who's the janitor on The Simpsons? Groundskeeper Willie. Yeah,
Groundskeeper Willie.
you're basically doing him right now.
But so John can't convince him.
Yeah.
I still don't really know why, man. I guess it's just like a principle thing.
Yeah.
That's great. And there is, okay, I'm not going to say what it is, but this whole execution thing, the book kind of funks with it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they might not do that in the show because if this is like the last couple seasons, like they're just not going to have time
They got to cut down. They got to kill some characters that like don't die in the books.
Right.
So Mance is up and he's like walking stoic as fuck. He steps in the fire. They light it on fire and shit. They pour gasoline and stuff because they have that. Whatever.
They don't do that.
They do. They have dragon piss. So
do they pour stuff on the fire?
No, I was just making stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to fire it. He's like burning and it hurts like real bad. And he's like, I'll kneel now. No, he didn't say that.
No,
like, that's just
yeah.
He's like on fire and
like,
shit.
little way, don't have a fire truck.
Yeah,
like,
right?
yeah. You're screwed,
He's like,
dude.
it hurts real bad. He's like, ow, this hurts real bad.
He never really starts screaming though. He's just like, oh.
Yeah. And then John like is sentimental as fuck, and he walks away, and he shoots an arrow at Mance's heart, and just like hits the shit out of his like he's perfect shot.
Puts him out of his misery.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, when you think about it, it probably wouldn't kill you that quick. Like, you'd still probably burn to death.
Yeah.
You would just have a heart wound
Yeah,
on top of it.
Yeah, it would just hurt pretty
I
bad.
guess it might put you into shock, though, and that would be okay.
Right.
So, yeah, John does that, which is definitely going to help him with his, his brothers, who are already suspicious.
Yeah. God, he's like playing both sides as a double agent, but it's not going very well.
He's going to have such a huge part to play. He's part of the three-headed dragon, for sure. Jon Snow, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's where the episode ends. So
that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
We did it under 30 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we hit pretty much the time.
And this is the premiere, so we had to talk a little more than the other episodes. So
yeah.
But today's the 18th, so Saturday. So I'll probably have this posted tonight, and then next week's episode, because we both already watched it, we'll probably do it early next week.
Yeah.
And have it up.
We'll probably do it Wednesday.
Well, we're probably gonna shoot for the middle of the week for most episodes, in case you're like going to be a returning listener and stuff. And we'll keep it shorter this season. Last season we got in some real long ones, but that's because like Mary came up and it was like the three of us.
Yeah.
We might have her down here again for a couple more episodes. Like, why not? Now that I have a functioning laptop, we won't have to take 5 months off in between everything.
Yeah,
so.
that'll be nice.
Right. So, yeah,
That's it,
episode 2 is tomorrow. Get ready to watch that. Listen to this. You're gonna be in good shape. So for episode 1, season 5 of Game of Thrones, and episode 1, season 2 of Weston, Westeros.
There we go. That's a mouthful.
that's a lot. I'm Weston.
And I'm Adam.
All right, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.